No, Christie's he's eating right now. He can't be bothered. Sir, please do not call him a fat pig. That's very disrespectful. Don't call him. See, I'm trying to be nice. Don't call him a fat pig. You can't do it. You can't do that. So now, because you're not allowed to do that, and therefore we're not going to do it, okay? We want to be very civil, right?
Can we just flush the country down the toilet? Can we just hit reboot on our entire political system? That apparently somebody actually yelled at him that Chris Christie is a fat pig. And under the guise of giving literally a damn about decorum or anything like it, or even just not wanting to glass house yourself into oblivion, Donald Trump repeatedly repeats it. He's a fat pig. He said at one point that Chris Christie was somewhere eating. Like, no one should be mocked for their physical appearance or their physical fitness or their BMI in politics. But then there's the added layer of Donald Trump is morbidly obese. Donald Trump should not be mocked for his weight. But you would also think that he would be the main, like, considering his own obvious decades-long struggle with his weight. The idea that he would not have one shred of sympathy for another person, and that the person in the crowd is looking at Donald Trump, a guy who is obviously morbidly obese, and says, you know what I'm gonna mock this other guy for? His waistline. And everyone in the crowd is like, yeah, that's hilarious. Chris Christie's fat, so screw him. Now continue talking, Donald Trump. Tell me more about how other people don't take care of their bodies. Again, like this really goes back to what we were saying about the populist message and how obviously fake it is coming from Donald Trump. There is nothing that is so obviously hypocritical that it will get through to these people. They will eat whatever is given to them, metaphorically, I mean. What do you think?
I don't know, John. Sounds like you're calling them a pig by saying they'll eat whatever's given to them. But
no, in terms of political discourse.
Yes, of course. Yeah, I think it's not presidential at all to say, oh, what? You think my opponent is fat? Let me just repeat that for the crowd because that benefits me. That's the kind of discourse I want to promote. I don't mean like it's not presidential, like it's not professional. I think there's a certain appeal because Donald Trump is the kind of guy that talks like a lot of everyday working people talk in terms of not having a filter. People are like, oh, sometimes I make fun of other people's appearances too, and I use crude language too. He's such a relatable guy. What would you expect from a president? Is if he wants to make, people being obese in America an issue, people being unhealthy and eating in a way that's not good for them an issue. Talk about the lack of regulation we've had on behalf of the FDA because it's been so terribly corrupt. Let's talk about all of the preservatives and chemicals that are in our food in the United States that the same corporations will take out when they sell it in Europe because they have regulations that protect consumers and the everyday people. If you're going to be the president and you want to talk about an issue such as somebody's health and their BMI, make it a real issue that's a real problem for the country. What are you running on? That guy's fat and I'm slightly less fat. That's not a strong campaign.
It doesn't seem like it should be, but I guess you can't argue with the polls. But anyway, yeah, I agree. There's potentially some sort of policy-based issues that you could mention in relation to this that people would care about, or you could talk about healthcare in general. But no, he's in it for the insults. That's it.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.